I'm joined now by Mairead McGuinness, MEP. Mairead, you're very welcome to Cavan and to the Taste of Cavan.
Absolutely great to be here. You've probably been following me. I've been tasting all of Cavan in the last hour, and it's extraordinary when you walk in and see the gorgeous garden display and the outdoor exhibits, and then you come into this area and smell the food. And really the taste is about the smell as well. I've just tasted goat's cheese. I've been tasting most unusual sausages with chocolate in them. I've had burgers, I've had organic chicken, cakes of course, because you have to mix everything. And really it's not until you come into a county that are pulling together all their food resources that you realise how much goes on literally around the fields of this countryside. And I mean, there's a great buzz here. You can feel it yourself. People are in good humour. They're all working together. It's a tough business, but I'm glad to be able to be here to support people in their endeavours. It's wonderful.
And you're right. You say it is. It's the idea that people are pulling together. You have buyers, you have sellers, you have producers, you have manufacturers here, and they're all working towards the common goal: A, of good food, but B, of sustaining business.
Yeah, and that's the key to it. Sometimes we talk about environmental sustainability and climate sustainability, really important issues. And people sometimes forget business sustainability, which means that people in this room need to make a profit. They may only make a small profit, but they do need it so that they can reinvest and reward themselves. And if everyone in the food chain gets a bit, then there is room for everyone in the food chain. Now, things are very tough. There's a lot of competition, but I'm glad to see that the retailers in Ireland are beginning to work stronger with producers and processors and trying to encourage Irish food where possible, because this is a showcase for our export business, and our exports of food are enormous from this country, and they're global, and it's really important that we have a strong visual image of Irish food production. And when you see what's here, and if some of our overseas customers saw this and felt the environment and the atmosphere here, it encourages them to think Irish and to think of Ireland as a really good green food producing nation that's really interested in growing their business, but in keeping it local as well, and keeping it as a family farm structure, and a great deal of family businesses. A lot of SMEs here, start-up businesses, struggling but really determined to keep going.
How do small businesses in the food industry, are they reaping the benefit of what was effectively a national tragedy a couple of months ago, the horse meat scandal? But is the fallout from that helping small industries that do small food companies?
Well, I think any time there's a scare in the food chain, and this was about authenticity. In other words, this was a story where we were buying beef burgers that weren't beef, they were horse. Very bad for everybody, but very good for people with a reputation. So our local butchers, our local meat processors were able to say, well, look, what we're doing is authentic, it's real. But every time there's a challenge to the food chain, it has a negative impact, there's no doubt about it. It's our reaction to it that's important. And once we say to our customers, to the wider world, look, this happened, unacceptable. In our business strategy and model, this is not part of, and it cannot happen. And therefore we give people reassurances and guarantees. And the food chain is as strong as its weakest link. That's always been the case. And we have to make sure that any weak link is either replaced or strengthened. And no longer is it appropriate to mess with food. Food is very precious. I made that remark in my opening speech. Really precious, and we sometimes take it for granted, the fragility of food production. We walk in here and we think, oh, this is wonderful, I'll just taste something. We have no idea of the man and woman hours that went into it, the hardships, the early mornings, the difficult weather, getting stuff to market. And I think when you come to exhibitions like this, you see that story and you connect with food. I've gone home with a bag load of brochures, and I'm threatening and promising to buy all of these products, and I hope I deliver on that, because it's nice to taste something different. And if you come to Cavan, you'll get a taste of Cavan and a taste of something really different. And I love that this is Cavan slug. I think that's great. Great branding. Great branding. And everything looks good.
Couldn't end on a better note than that. Mairead McGuinness, thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure. Good to talk to you. Take care.